I sat in my car for a long, long time. I twirled the white key between my fingers, my eye focused on my house before me. It was a nice suburban home, one that she and I had picked out together. There was a yard for a dog and maybe one day kids. She had painted the panels a cloud white, and we had power washed the brick foundation so it was bright rusty red once more. All the curtains were pulled closed. I couldn't remember the last time I had them opened. The house was something that haunted my waking dreams. The hopes and wishes for the future, all gone and buried along with her. A reminder of what we could have had, but now this is where I had to be. I had to push on and succeed where so many others had failed. I will bring her back, and I will make those dreams we had a reality. Step 3 brought me back here, to the front door of my forgotten life. Inside awaited 3 mirrors. They were hidden in various rooms of the house, and I would have to find and shatter them before it found me. Step 3. Search and destroy. I stepped out of my car and approached the front porch, taking each step slowly. I could feel my heartbeat pounding in my chest. I had spent such little time in this house, I couldn't remember all the rooms. I had no idea where mirrors would be hidden, and if I could even find them in time. I placed my hand on the doorknob, but was frozen in place. My body was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't force myself to open the door. This is the one I was least prepared for. I had no plan, no way of knowing where to go or what would be after me exactly. I closed my eye, forced myself to take slow breaths. I envisioned her face in my mind's eye, detailing the curves of her cheeks and each individual strand of hair. I could vaguely smell the strawberry-scented shampoo she used to use and feel the softness of her cheeks. With my heart clammed and mind focused, I turned the knob and stepped inside. The light was low, and I could see outlines of furniture coated in white sheets. Dust particles drifted in the air, and I stifled a cough as I made my way into the living room. Step 3 had begun, and while I raced to find the mirrors, something else raced to find me. I tore through the living room like a whirlwind. I tore the white sheets off every surface. I threw the couch cushions to the side and pulled every drawer. Luckily, we had never gotten around to filling our home with little things, so every cabinet was empty, and there were only 3 large furnitures to search through. I sprung from the living room into the kitchen and flung open every cabinet. Pulling open the oven, I could see something glistening in the back of it. I had to crawl partially inside in order to reach it. My fingers wrapped around something cold and smooth, and pulling it out, I found a small handheld mirror. I dropped it to the floor tile and stomped on the glass with the heel of my shoe. From somewhere upstairs I heard the blood-curdling scream of something that sounded like a woman. The clashing of running feet above me sent me into a panic. Looking around quickly, I saw a paneled door and opened it. I found myself in a small square room with shelving along the walls. The pantry. Just as the door clicked shut behind me, whatever it was came hurling into the kitchen. It was hunched over and lanky, made of just bone and gray-stretched skin. It wore a tattered red long-sleeved shirt and ripped jeans. Wet brown hair dripped from its scalp and clung to the side of its bulbous head and elongated neck. It faced turned toward the pantry I was hiding in and stifled a gasp. It had her face, a horrifying version of it. I could see similar shape of her nose and lips, but instead of those beautiful blue, I remembered, her eyes were now milky white and wild. The thing picked up a large shard of glass from the broken mirror, held it up to look at it. I could see the reflection of my terrified eye peering through the panel behind the reflection of the thing, and I quickly pulled back. It let out another wail and fled from the kitchen. I could hear it rampaging towards the other side of the house. I took this chance to leave my hiding spot and ran as quickly and quietly as I could to the staircase leading upstairs. The thing was in a room down the hall, tossing furniture like mere toys as it searched for me. It was making so much noise that I couldn't hear my own footsteps. At the second floor landing, I was presented with a long hallway that reached towards the back of the house. I walked quickly past each doorway, glancing in each bedroom, to find emptiness staring back at me. The sounds of destruction still came from downstairs, but I had little time to search an empty room. At the end of the hall, I found myself in the doorway of the master bedroom. This was the only room that had furniture, and I felt a pang in my heart at the sight of our old bed. I slowly closed the door behind me and began searching while the thing was making a racket. I still couldn't risk it hearing me. I turned the bed upside quickly, but as quickly as I could, I pulled each drawer from my dresser. The nightstand was empty. I was about to give up when a clang shone from the closet. Sliding open the closet door, I found another handheld mirror sitting perfectly in the middle of the closet. This one looked like the one I had bought for her for a 2-year anniversary, and I could see the engraving of her initials on the handle. With a pang in my chest, I picked up the mirror and hurled it against the floor as hard as I could. The glass shattered and flew across the wooden floor. My heart stopped when I realized I heard no more sounds coming from downstairs. It was completely and utterly silent. I took a step back and winced as the floor creaked under my foot. Suddenly I heard the sound of rampaging feet running across the floor downstairs in the direction of the stairs. Panic settled in my mind as I frantically looked for a place to hide. I couldn't stay in the closet